This is an internal call.
Oh, I'm back to normal, thank God, and here's my video for today. Ladies and gentlemen, it should have been 2, but I've had a bit of a delay with actually recording the other videos, so that might be for another day during the course of this week. But of course, I'm here to talk about the fact that, yes, Assassin's Creed Shadows is still full steam ahead for March the 20th of this year for its initial release, because as sadly and falsely reported by Smash JT, no fault of his own, because we're all here for you, bro, and don't forget that 1980s motto, no retreat, no surrender. Of course, Galaxy Quest actually paraphrased that in a different way, but yes, unfortunately, a Canadian YouTuber, failed YouTuber called McDrizzle Gaming, fooled Smash JT into making him believe that he was an actual employee at Ubisoft and let fly with a whole load of crap that made Smash think that the game was going to be delayed further and further into oblivion. But no, I am not talking about that rather fabby-dabby video game. No, I'm talking about the fact that not just is AC Shadows on course for disaster, by the way, but I also have the Assassin's Creed Shadows art book in my possession. And when I say possession, I mean digitally speaking.
Her voice may be almost as important to gamers as Lara's double pistols, curves and skimpy shorts.
Kung Fu Hot Dog
is a Kung Fu renegade cop. Now he must defeat the most evil Kung Fu master in the world.
For a modern gaming audience.
For a new world of unspeakable adventures.
Said, Mummy, I like the way the lady runs.
Get ready for a new world of unspeakable adventures, never before shown in a motion picture. Get ready for
Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Groovy.
So here we are, folks, at the website of GameRant.com. Rumour, Assassin's Creed Shadows won't be delayed again, goddammit. And the 3 bullet points they highlighted here are Ubisoft reportedly confident in Assassin's Creed Shadows' current release state of their date. And when I say confident, that's code word for no, we're just shitting our pants. Assassin's Creed Shadows is due to launch on March the 20th, and the next AC game has been delayed multiple times, with its initial release date being November the 15th, 2024. Now, I think they're referring to Hexe. That's the one that's going to have a female protagonist who's probably gayer than gay, and I'm all for that if she looks really, really hot. So again, everybody at Ubisoft, they're running riot now. They're trying to make everything look as spectacular and wonderful as it is. But as we're going to see, folks, from the art book that I have in front of me, and before I do get to the art book, by the way, which in case you're wondering how big is it, well, I can't tell you in terms of size or girth, but it is precisely 264 pages, some of which are blank. I don't know why they do that, but they absolutely do. So on the art of Assassin's Creed, the deluxe edition, by the way, this is Amazon, have slashed it already from £90 to $70.99. So if you can afford it, and if you're a real die-hard like Paris, the silly Lily, who got himself a free avowed steelbook edition along with a steel mask to put over his big fat black head, well, good for you. And by contrast, ladies and gentlemen, the same book I'm about to show you glimpses of has been slashed from £50 all the way to 33, 35, 36. Sorry, I meant they should have actually slashed the price to coincide with the release date, £20 and 3 pence. But I guess Amazon and Jeff Bezos and his bobbly wobbly silly fat head can't stop laughing at things around them. But back to the main course of today's menu, ladies and gentlemen, which is this. Ta-da! Assassin's Creed Out of the Shadows and Into the Light. So this is going to be a bit of a fashion show today, folks, because we're going to look at the fashion, how it was worn by female shinobis and black male samurais, because that's the way we do it. And you can imagine some harpsichords playing in the background and birds are tweeting in the sky, and then they suddenly do a big shit in your eye afterwards. But we can skip all of this because, quite frankly, if you want to have an idea of what the chapters are, the contents, you have everything right here. You've even got a visual identity and interface section at page 251. But let's carry on, folks. I am divulging, I am digressing. And this gentleman right here is called Thierry Dansereau because he likes to dance with the pronouns over on LinkedIn, no? So he's the man in charge of this book and, quite frankly, should be discharged after this. The dual protagonists, and here we have Yasuke in the armor that he killed a Japanese guy for, so he can parade around Japan making out that he's the biggest, baddest samurai on the block. And of course, what I find absolutely dishonorable for the Japanese folks out there is that you got a black guy walking around slaying innocent Japanese villagers. And again, Japan at the time of this video game's release on the 20th of March will unfortunately be in memoriam status, remembering the unfortunate folks who died in that sarin gas attack in 1995 on the exact same date. And here you go, you got glimpses of Naoe in her cutting uniform with an even uglier face than she appears in the video game. Honestly, we're talking about a oversized, overpriced coffee table book that wouldn't really sit well on your lovely, expensive piece of furniture, right? But that is Ubisoft for you, and that is quite the garish outfit. I'm assuming they are basing this on maybe the Japanese version of The Phantom of the Opera is Nigh. Oh, I long for the days when Gerard Butler sang that song quite magnificently, I may add. And yes, more celebration of Naoe, and apparently this outfit here with a purple lining inside the cape is a poison outfit. So apparently when you wear this, it increases Naoe's ability to poison more effectively. Something along those lines. But we'll just carry on here, folks, because you know, and I know, we want to get to the main man himself. That's the Superfly guy, always known as Yasuke Mabuka. I have no idea what the man's surname is, but here we are. Yasuke is a former African slave who came to Japan, as opposed to coming in Japan, as a bodyguard in service to Catholic Jesuits missionaries from Europe. So you can see what they're hinting at there with that first opening sentence. When the priests met Oda Nobunaga at a formal reception for a central Japan's ruling elite, the powerful Klameo is deeply impressed by Yasuke's size. The writing is tiny here. I could obviously just magnify my page, but do you know what? I'm just not going to do that. And here we are, darlings, the Yasuke fashion show here at Feudal Japan Fashion Week 2025. And as you can see, our lovely Yasuke, looking like the late Chadwick Boseman, is parading around in what can only be described as absolute nothing, with antler horns sticking out from the top of his silly head. And as we carry on, and I'll tell you what was really funny as well, folks, is that they really do pay attention to the afro hair right around, I nearly found it for a second, but cast your mind to this, folks. Now, this is a pirate outfit, as some samurai wore this when they went on the ocean. It is true, supposedly, so I think they'll call wakos, or waka waka, or waka, if you're thinking of Here we go, look at this. Satania DePass, Miss Cypher Hero Insufferable herself, talked about that ridiculous Mass Effect 3 video where the black character, if you chose to make your default character blacker than black, whose hair wasn't afro enough. And you gotta give Ubisoft their dues here. They really did go out of their way to give Mr. Yasuke the most afroest of samurai haircuts ever on this parade. Honestly, when you look through this book, it is quite laughable. The amount of detail they go to. Oh, look at this. Looking ever so fabulous, aren't you, Yasuke? I mean, watching all these fashion parades going around in my dizzy little head makes me yearn for the days when Benny Hill had a show in 1981 where the lovely Hills Angels did their very own fashion show where they unbuttoned their coats to reveal sexy swimsuits underneath.
Worn with the belt, or equally attractively without the belt.
And while you're getting carried away with that image, folks, let's get back to some laughable reality. Ooh, not only Gina G, but Aswad as well. And there you have it, folks. I mean, I could show you the very last page, but you're not missing much at all. It's just, this is very much it's a try-hard. It's trying to be the definitive encyclopedia for Assassin's Creed Shadows as far as Ubisoft are concerned. And it really is a case of try-hard. If it was that big a deal, why has Amazon already reduced the price of the deluxe edition of the art book and the normal one? Because they know it's a train wreck waiting to happen. They've obviously heard the discourse about this game online, and it's not going to let up at any point from now until the actual initial release of the game. And I'm curious to see if there's going to be like a 6-day preview before, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be. And I'm pretty sure that the game won't have any pronoun nonsense. Something that was highlighted by Savvy in her perusing of the book was that a character called Yaya, you know, I mentioned her, or I actually featured an AI film of her gobbling up buildings in Japan. She's referred to as they, but it's actually the class of people that she comes from who are the they in question, not that she's being portrayed as a non-binary character. So, and I didn't see any non-binary or things that hinted at that. It seemed quite clear cut because all the men are referred to as he, not they. So anyway, regardless of that, folks, Assassin's Creed Shadows is on its way to having a massive crash where it deserves, probably in the Pacific Ocean. And I might get my hands on the Assassin's Creed art book of Syndicate just so I can Google and goggle at Evie Fry in her steampunk sexiness. And on that one, if you were me and if I were you, you should perhaps return for the next video.
Being in the game industry has been kind of a lifelong dream for me.
I think there is a special vibe in Ubisoft game you couldn't really find in other games.
I definitely appreciate games more now because I know what it takes to build a successful game.
Right.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.